Hello guys, Synth115 here, and today we're going to go over a popular topic on Modern Warfare 2 and the aim assist. So, I am a fairly casual player. I play mouse and keyboard primarily. I have played console in the past. I think that's where most of us started. At least that's where I did on my PC journey. So today I have a few control groups, and we're going to be hopping into standard core team deathmatch, and then I'm going to use one gun. It's the SIG MCX, or I think it's like the 13B or something in this game. And we're going to be comparing and contrasting to how I play with my keyboard and mouse to how I play with the controller, and we will be determining through a little scientific test if the aim assist on controller is as overpowered as everybody says it is. I see how I play with my keyboard and mouse. We can compare recoil control. We can compare how many hits that I get on the target, because the 13B, it may be a laser, but it is definitely not the best time to kill in the game. Alright, so starting off here, the first thing that I would like to take note of is how I move when I'm playing mouse and keyboard. Lots of people don't correlate the different movements and stuff. I am, not practicing currently on controller or anything like that. This is just a little test. So my movement is fairly fluent. I mean, it's not the meta movement. I'm not the meta gamer by anything. I'm just kind of an average guy that likes playing Call of Duty like everybody else. So we're running through here. My hit scan is pretty okay. I mean, I'm a potato sometimes, but my recoil control is good. I never really had problems with recoil in this game, so we'll make note of that as well. I mean, this gun doesn't have a lot of recoil, but I figured that was good for the test to see how the scaling in practice differs between keyboard and mouse to controller, because when I got on my controller, I definitely could feel that there was more noticeable recoil, and I didn't have as much control over it. But we'll get to that when we get to the controller section. So, I'm going around, proning around. I'm getting, decent headshots. I'm getting some trade kills. I'm dying a few times, like I said, just the average gamer. My KD is a 1.0 most games. So, or more, 1.0 or more. So but I want you guys to really pay attention to how my aim is going. I'm tracking pretty decently. There's no real visible recoil. I'm staying on target for the most part. I'm getting the headshots. And I figured this gun was perfect for the test because it doesn't have a high time to kill. So we can see how I track and how it differs from controller, and how many hits on target I get versus on controller. We can do some slow-mo footage, and we'll slow some footage down, especially at the longer ranges, so we can see really what my hits are compared to what they are on controller. And at the end of the game, we'll obviously take a look at my KD, and we'll compare and contrast the two as well. So at the end of the match here, we went 22-19 with a 1.16 KD. We were second on the leaderboard. And as you can see here, everybody seems like, pretty average lobby, nothing crazy. So with that, we'll move on to the controller section, and we can go over some points and see how we do in that game comparatively. Alrighty, here we are, swapping over to controller here. Going over the settings, I have for the aim assist type, I have focusing, and then the aim response curve type, I have standard. I've watched a few other YouTubers, and some people use the Black Ops, but it seems like other people are starting to switch to the focusing and standard as far as the meta goes. So I'm going over, I have pretty much all the standard settings. I really didn't change too much other than the aim assist type. And then my sensitivity, I'm running a medium sensitivity of 3. The multiplier is all the same. It all felt good to me. I went into a shooting range and everything. So, that's pretty much as good as it gets for me. So like I say, generally I don't play FPSs with controller. And by generally, I mean almost never. It's, I don't know, I'm not partial to it compared to what it is on mouse and keyboard. I've been playing mouse and keyboard since I switched, so it's been about 4 or 5 years now, and I only pick up a controller for fighting games or racing games. So this is some raw data. Anyway, so we're jumping into our control. We're going into another team deathmatch. This is a controller lobby for some reason. I don't see any mouse and keyboard players. Maybe it's different when you're on controller. Maybe it prioritizes you for that. I don't know too much about it. But hopping in here, we're going to use the same weapon and everything like that, like I stated previously. And the first thing that I want to note is movement and recoil control, and then snapping to targets. All right, so right off the bat here, you can tell that my movement is definitely not as fluent. I'm struggling in certain places that I wouldn't really struggle in normally. Looking around corners and stuff like that, it feels a little bit foreign to me, but we adjust later on in the match as we delve deeper into it. But even just placing and throwing grenades is more of an issue because I'm trying to focus on getting my characters, aim up there so I can throw the grenade or the flash or whatever the case may be. But my tracking is definitely not as good, and I'm definitely taking more time and like trying to clear and check and everything like that because this is foreign. But my aim is definitely not as good. The aim assist is not really helping me get there. I'm, like I said, I'm not, completely comfortable with playing FPS on a controller, but if it was overpowered, I feel like I could just hop in there and just start dropping 20 bombs or at least get my 1.0 KD. In this current situation, I don't feel like I can do that. I'm losing more engagements than I normally would. My positioning is a little bit different because I am, focusing on trying to aim and everything like that, and controlling recoil is another thing too. I'm either overcompensating or I'm not finding that undercompensating, so I'm not getting that sweet spot as far as dragging it down. So as far as the aim assist is concerned, it does help. I'm not going to say that it doesn't help because obviously, it's in the name, aim assist. But it's not what every PC player or every console player perceives it to be, because even when I'm close or whatever, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it dragging me over a little bit where I'm not, touching the stick or whatever. But it's definitely not what everybody's making it out to be. I don't feel like it's super overpowered. I don't feel, like God with it on. I don't feel like it's an aim bot like everybody's making it seem out to be. I feel like there's, it's clickbait titles or, just way over discussed, and there's not enough like actual data on it. I don't know. I definitely feel the aim assist. There's definitely been a few times where I'm like, oh well, I definitely, didn't drag over that much, or, it does every now and then help me get the headshot. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't help me, but I definitely don't feel like I'm threatened on my keyboard and mouse compared to controller. It's two different planes, and the controller, in my opinion, feels way worse. I think as a keyboard and mouse player, I have almost every advantage available to me. Controller players are at a worse disadvantage if they don't have this aim assist. I feel like it does level the playing field a little bit. To all my PC brethren that are complaining about it, we need to really just stop and think about this critically, because I don't think it's overpowered. We have a whole, at least I do, I have this large mouse pad. I can move literally my whole arm across my desk to aim. I can change my DPI so I can control recoil better and smoother on my mouse. On this controller, my thumb does not do as good of a job as my whole arm does at controlling recoil. Not to say that there's crazy recoil in this game, but just to exacerbate the point that it is much different on a controller and it's way worse. I noticed that my red dot is going way higher than what it usually does. Generally, I can sit, mid chest body. I know you were supposed to aim for the heads here, but generally I sit mid chest body, right in there, the upper chest region. when I'm aiming on my controller here, you notice that I drift up towards the head, which is good, but that just proves my point as far as the recoil. It's noticeable, and it's dragging me up maybe towards the head, or sometimes over the head. But as far as the aim assist debate, I really think that it's not as predominant as people are saying it is. I really don't feel like it gives me a huge edge. It lowered my KD. At the end of this match, you'll see that I did way worse. I mean, substantially worse. And yes, I am using a platform that I don't normally use, but it's not to say that I don't use a controller. I use it for racing, I use it for fighting, I use it for stuff like that. So it's not like I'm foreign to it. And I played the OG Halo on the OG Xbox. So it's not like I'm foreign to the aspect either. I mean, it's kind of like riding a bike. I mean, my fine motor skills are a little out of it because I don't practice with it. But if aim assist was overpowered, then I feel like I would be able to just go in, drop a 20 bomb, and call it a day. Even if I don't practice with it, I feel like if it was as overpowered as everybody's saying it is, then I could just go in, hop a 20 bomb, and call it a day. I feel like I could do that, but I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's, I'm not going to say 100% balanced, because it is, there's spots where it helped me where it was mildly much. I would say that it could use an adjustment maybe so if you're so far off target that it doesn't help you as much, but I can't really complain as it is right now, because I really feel that I just crippled myself by putting myself on a controller. I feel like that. I know that the TLDR, I think, is no, I don't think it's overpowered. I don't think it's exactly balanced, but I don't think it's overpowered. That is for damn sure. I disagree with the PC community. It's like, oh, that guy has aim assist, you know, he's just beaming me down. Especially with the skill-based matchmaking the way that it is. You're supposed to be in a lobby with peers of your own skill, so that's probably why you're getting beamed down and having a harder time. It's not old Call of Duty back in the day when it was team-based skill. So they'd take a few top fraggers, a few bottom fraggers, and then some average people, throw them in a lobby together. There's plenty of initial tests without skill-based matchmaking on, so you can refer to those if you want to argue that. But all right, so looking at the end-of-game scorecard here, we went 11-14 and got a .79 KD. So we did quite a bit worse. Not to say that I wasn't having fun, but it was more of a challenge. And again, I don't think the aim assist is that overpowered, but we'll cut into the slow-mo footage. I got two similar distances in these two games, and the opponents were both looking away from me, so I had a little bit more time, and we'll see just where and when that aim assist kicks in. All right, so we're going to hop into the slow-mo footage, and the first clips are going to be with keyboard and mouse, and the second clip is going to be with controller. So I slowed them down to 50 and 30% speeds so we can accurately see what is going on, and when the aim assist kicks in, and you can also see how my natural aim goes. So we'll cut into the first clip, and that is keyboard and mouse, and it is at 50% speed. All right, as you can see, initially the tracking is good. We're all on target. Almost every shot hits center mass. We didn't really miss anything. We're slowing it down here again. Overall clean kill. So now we'll cut into the controller, and you can see that an aim assist initially drags me up. Right here you can see it even better. It goes right from the feet right to center mass. Alrighty, so final thoughts on the controller and mouse and keyboard debate as far as aim assist goes.